Once, many years ago in 1995, a young boy named Blake went on a hunting trip with his strict, yet caring, father, Grady. Deep in those shadowy mountains, they caught a glimpse of something extraordinary, a mysterious, human-like creature lurking silently among the trees. So startled were they that they hid in a little hunting blind high up in the branches, hearts pounding with both fear and wonder. Time, as it always does, moved on. 30 years later, Blake had grown into a man living in the bustling city of San Francisco. He had a gentle daughter named Ginger and a devoted, hardworking wife called Charlotte. But much like his own father, Blake sometimes struggled to keep his temper in check, and this caused quiet strains in his family's life. One day, a curious envelope arrived, a death certificate for his long-missing father, Grady, along with a set of keys to the old family home nestled among those ancient mountains. Hoping to mend old wounds and perhaps even heal parts of his own troubled heart, Blake and Charlotte decided to take a vacation back to that childhood place of mystery. As the golden sun began to set, they met a friendly local named Derek who led them along winding mountain roads to the old house. But just as twilight deepened, something unexpected happened. A creature, dark and elusive, appeared on the road. It brushed past their van, leaving a small scratch on Blake's arm, and whisked poor Derek away into the gathering gloom. Frantic and filled with a mix of worry and determination, Blake hurried his family to the old house. They fired up the generator and carefully barricaded the door, hoping to keep that strange creature at bay. Yet as night fell, Blake began to feel unwell. His arm, still bleeding, grew painful and strange changes began to take hold. He started losing bits of himself, teeth, hair, even his soft voice, while a wild, unfamiliar strength bubbled up within him. It was as though the spirit of that long-ago mountain had seeped into his very bones. Charlotte watched in growing alarm as Blake's once familiar features transformed into something fierce and untamed. His eyes became haunted, his movements both graceful and dangerous, and small claws and fangs began to emerge where they once had not been. In his pain and confusion, Blake sometimes acted like the creature of those childhood woods, a wild animal rather than the gentle man he once was. Outside, as a battered old truck offered a chance of escape, the creature returned with a furious determination, shattering the truck's windshield and forcing the family to seek shelter atop a crumbling greenhouse. In a brave and selfless moment, Blake signaled to Charlotte to take Ginger back to the safety of the house. Then, with a heavy heart, he dashed away, hoping the creature would follow him so that his family might be spared. In the dark, Blake returned in a broken state, his body now bearing the unmistakable marks of the ancient curse. In a moment of desperate courage, he confronted the creature when it attacked his family, and in the struggle, he sank his teeth into its neck. In that tragic moment, as he caught sight of a familiar tattoo upon its arm, he realized with a shattering sorrow that the creature was none other than his own father, Grady, twisted and lost to the same fate. Torn between love and the cruel, wild force transforming him, Blake fled into the forest as the final stages of his transformation took hold. With every step, his humanity warred with the beast within. In the pale light of dawn, as his family sought refuge in the shelter of a barn and a quiet hunting blind, Blake roamed the woods with an agonizing inner torment. Charlotte, desperate to protect Ginger and herself, laid a clever trap, a bear trap hidden among the underbrush, to slow him down. And when fate forced them face to face one last time atop a lonely hill, Charlotte raised her rifle, tears glistening in her eyes. In that final, heart-wrenching moment, as Blake looked into his wife's sorrowful gaze and the gentle eyes of his daughter, he seemed to understand that the wild had claimed him entirely. With a tender final look that spoke of both love and regret, Charlotte did what she never wished to do. She ended the suffering of the man she once loved. As Blake lay dying beneath the vast, tender sky, his family knelt beside him, offering comfort and whispering memories of happier times. And together, they gazed out over a beautiful valley, a place he had once described as a wonderland in his childhood dreams.